to the Monte Zone will be granted shortly. Please stand by.
It's Friday. It's 8 o'clock. It's TNG Review Show.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, shush. Hey, everybody. It's us. We're back for another TNG Review Show with me, Montebann, and my co-host, GStar. I almost said Master Bob. I almost thought it was the TNG.
It's a Friday, not a Wednesday.
It's a Friday.
Mazza is in chat, so hi, Mazza. Bob.
It's because I think I just saw her name in chat. It's like, what?
Excuses.
I know. But yes, here we are again for the monthly now, Monte Zone.
And apparently you said the TNG Review Show.
Oh, did I? Did I actually say that? Did I?
So just to clarify, everybody, this is the Monte Zone.
Oh, God.
Starting off well, Monty. Starting off well. It's been a long week, right?
It's been a long week. I'll tell you what. It's Friday. All right, here we go. It's Friday. It's 8 o'clock. It's the Monte Zone.
Yes.
Definitely not the TNG Review Show with Master Bob.
Thank you. Let's just clarify that.
Oh dear.
Evening all.
See, I only get to do this monthly now, so rather than weekly like the TNG Review shows, I get confused. I get home. Anyway, G-Star, how are you this week?
I am good, thank you very much. Yeah.
Good.
Been trying to get back into the normal routine after filming and completing the special for G-Star Vault, and been working on a story time, which should be ready for Sunday and will be one of the longest ones so far. Not hugely long, but yeah. But it actually comes, I mentioned it in the special for those guys that have watched the special. I know Kevin has, Evening Kevin, because Kevin's put loads of comments on there. Thank you, everybody, for all your comments.
I've seen it.
And to you, Monte. Yeah. But yeah, it's related to, I mentioned in that special about a Chris from Montana that I met in Arizona, in Flagstaff, and it's his story. So it's kind of a first-hand and a second-hand story.
Very cool.
So that's interesting. That's the first time for story time as well. And then just to mention, on the special, it was obviously the first one filming on location, and we've done a little bit of location stuff together, haven't we, Monte, at the Jamaica Inn? But filming on location is kind of about 10 times more difficult than sitting in a studio and just sitting in front of a desk.
Yeah.
So many variables. So that's why it took so many weeks to get it done, and having to reshoot things, and things were just difficult. And there was other things that I couldn't include, which I wanted to be part of that special, which was this whole Q&A section that I had filmed. And unfortunately, like, for example, when I was filming, I had like a microphone here on my chest, so that it doesn't matter what distance you're away from the camera, you're still coming through. And I did this whole Q&A section sat on like this trunk away from the camera, sat in the middle of the woods, which again, I'm really, really regretful about, because some people have made comments on the video to how great the woods looked, and I'm really pleased with how the woods and the backdrop came out. But what I regret is that you didn't get to see me in too many different sort of situations in the woods, and the Q&A was filmed with me sitting in the woods, and so that would have been cool as well. So because I couldn't include it because the microphone didn't work, so I was about 5 meters away from the camera, and I'm talking, but you can barely hear me. All you can hear is all the birds and all the noise around. So what I'm going to do, because I regret that section not being in the special, I'm going to do, for the very first time, kind of live GStar Vault, where it's going to be an open Q&A.
Right.
So people can come along live and ask me questions about Bigfoot primarily, and anything that they want to bring up or add, or they can talk to me about anything that we kind of cover on the Vault, in all areas of the paranormal if they want to. But I will let everybody know when that is. I'll probably put a promo video out on the channel, and definitely put something on our Facebook group, but I know not everybody is on Facebook, so I'll do a little promo on the channel for that one as well.
Fab. Cool. It was very good. And Cam Wood did look fantastic in the video, so I'm sure we'll be doing lots more videos in and around the Plym Forest.
Yeah, well, the next one we're going to do, we've already discussed it, remember, Monty? We're going to do a stargazing night. Yeah. Or what they call a skywatch night.
Skywatch.
So we're going to see if we can see any activity. Oh, that's just reminded me. I needed that link for that piece of footage, and I haven't got it. But anyway, I'll maybe cover that on a Vault. But lastly, just to say about that special, for those of you that did watch it, there was a video that I featured in there, and if we've got time tonight, it wasn't one that I commented on. I asked you guys to comment on it, so I didn't put my angle on it. So that was the Christmas one that was filmed in, I believe it was filmed in Missouri. I'm not 100% sure. But if you can remember that footage, start thinking about it, and because I'm going to be asking you later what your thoughts were on it if we've got time to feature that in tonight's live.
We're on a time limit because G's got to get up for work in the morning. So
and this is paining Monty that I put a time limit.
It's paining me. Yeah. It's paining me. It's like, I'll just carry on without you. It's fine. Just good evening, Jesse. Good evening, Maz. Kevin, good to see you on Smile a Rainbow, my wrench. Good evening to you. And Mickey, who's home from football. He's in pain, but he's having a beer and enjoying the zone. Good evening to you all in chat so far.
Cheers to you all.
What have you got in your goblet, in your Harry Potter goblet this evening?
Oh, it's just something that comes from. Well, actually, I don't. Cocoa beans. Coca-Cola.
Oh, I see. I was going to say, what, coffee?
No.
Okay, just the Coke for you then. I have a beer. I have an ale. It's banana flavoured ale. But there you go.
Nice.
But tonight, we're going to kick off with a special guest. Not Dan. not Dan. But We have a very special guest. This week on Wednesday was World Tarot Card Day. And coincidentally, well, I'd like to say to mark that occasion, but it was actually just coincidence. But we do have our very own tarot card reader, Lydia. So we welcome Lydia to the studio.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, Lydia.
Thank you.
We've just met.
Yeah.
But do you want to tell us a bit about how long you've been doing tarot card reading?
Yeah, so tarot card reading has always been something that I've grown up with. My mum's always done it, my nan's done it, and mostly my mum's side of the family, like her cousins, they all do it as well. So it's just something that's always been in our house. It's always been really normal to me, and yeah, I love it.
A third generation tarot card reader.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
And go on, Monte. I think you were going to say something.
Well, I was just going to say, so to make this happen, to make this work, we were been given tarot cards earlier in the week with instructions to shuffle them, lay them out, and then select 10 cards each. I think it was, G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whilst thinking of a question in our minds. So I done that at my dining table, and G, you've done that in your...
I did it in the staff room in work because myself and Lydia are colleagues, and that's how I met Lydia.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we did it in the staff room.
The cards chosen were labelled in number order, so Lydia knows which cards we chose in which order, and we've labelled them, so she has that information. That's how it's worked. Put in an envelope, sealed to this moment. Yeah, there we go.
Haven't opened them yet, so yeah. So how we're going to do the tarot card reading is a Celtic Cross. If I hold it up here, it's kind of like what it's going to look like. So I will start laying the cards out if we're ready for the reading.
Yeah, can I just ask?
Yeah, we haven't.
Can I just ask?
Go on.
This is a Celtic Cross tarot card reading.
It is.
What's the difference between that and any other? I don't know.
So there's many ways to do a tarot card reading. This one is really in depth, and it kind of gives you a lot of different answers. So it goes through things like present circumstances, past circumstances, the questionnaires personality, the final outcome, aims and aspirations. So this one's quite a deep dive into whoever I'm doing a read on. So
right, wow,
very interesting.
It's exciting.
Just to point out, because I don't know if in that little discussion that you were having there, because I was looking at, I was sending myself that email of that footage that just popped into my head. It was the one from Plymouth that Dan shared with me. You jogged my memory when you said that, but I didn't know if you had covered the whole fact that Lydia and her mum and her nan, although third generation tarot card readers, you just do tarot readings for your family and friends, right? It's not something that you've ever done as a livelihood or anything like that. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. So again, we're really honored and very thankful that you've agreed to do this for us, which is amazing.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm excited to see what the tarot cards say.
Monty Smiley's just saying update chat.
I have done. Hopefully that's updated now. Sorry, apologies. My bad.
Right, we didn't discuss off air who's going to go first.
Yeah, who wants to be read first?
Oh, GStar, you can have that pleasure. Oh, my phone's noisy.
Okay.
So
I've got your cards here. So I'm going to start laying them out. Then I will show everybody how I've laid them out, just so you can get a kind of idea. So as we discussed, they've all been numbered. So this one's number 1. So I'm going to start popping them down.
Are you nervous, Monty?
Yeah, I don't know.
I am.
I really am.
I don't know why I am. This is strange. I didn't expect to be.
You're just going to have the death card come up first, aren't you?
I've actually had a death card in my own reading before.
Yeah, well, am I right in thinking that the death card isn't necessarily just always meaning death?
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't mean physical death. It just means the end of something for a new beginning to arise.
Oh, there you go. It's not such a bad card. Yeah. There's nothing to be worried about, G.
The tarot cards aren't really, you can't really get a negative reading. I would say they are very positive. They just might bring up some things about you personally. Yeah.
Cool.
So
reflective stuff.
Reflective. So I'm just gonna take the camera off here so I can kind of show the layout. So you can see different cards. So you've got these ones here. Perfect.
And just to mention, the process when myself and Monty were picking the cards, we had to be thinking about the question that we were asking the cards as we were doing all of this, which I found interesting as well.
Yes, and I don't know either of your questions. I'll ask you at the end if you want to share your question and if your question has been answered. But until then, it's a mystery. So number 1 is your present circumstances. So let's have a little look. So you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Pentacles. So Pentacles are always linked to money, power, and work. So let's have a little look and see. The 9 of Pentacles. So the key word for this one is dormancy. An analogy which will best describe the meaning of the 9 of Pentacles is time of dormancy. A fallow period is required. Rather like cooking a casserole, once the ingredients have been mixed and cooked, a further period of cooking is required to allow the flavors to blend. All that is required is the pot is left for a while to simmer on its own. The card indicates that material sphere is exactly where it needs to be. There is a period of material security and comfort. This card allows the right course of action to rest and respite. Allowing others to do the hard work is appropriate while you enjoy the fruits of your labor. So that's number 1, your present circumstances.
So that's almost saying where I am now.
Yes, presently now, your circumstances. Number 2, so number 2 is what is obstacles in your way. So let's have a little look and see what you've got. So you have got the Justice card, which is interesting.
Okay.
So let's read that one in depth.
And what was this card again? This was the obstacles.
Your obstacles in your way. And you've got the Justice card, which is a very good card to get. Okay. It does not always happen, but when this card appears, the rule of reason and the vanquishing of the unjust are the order of the day. Justice is done, and justice brings the correct balancing of power. Neither too strong nor too weak, neither too much with one person nor the other. The result of balancing of power is justice. This term means the punishing of those in the wrong and the vindication of those in the right. Well-meaning actions are afoot here, and any advice which is given is good advice.
Okay. That sounds good.
That's a very positive one. Number 3. Let's see. In the Celtic Cross.
So whilst your career and monetary rewards and that is kind of currently stewing and building its potential, there's possibly some good things, some restitution, some good advice, some good karma coming your way. It's sounding good so far, G.
It's very positive reading so far. Okay, so your next one is number 3. This is your aims and aspirations. And you have got the Knight of Cups. And the cups, the cups is always related to love and romance. So this is your aims and aspirations. Let's read about the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups brings a proposal, an invitation or opportunity. His words are seductive and his judgment is clouded by emotions. It is therefore right to approach him with some caution. A situation may demand careful and rational thought, in which case it appeals should be considered with great care. It is all too easy to be carried along with his enthusiasm. The character is romantic with high ideals, easily led and an opportunist, in need of constant stimulation. His appearance portends a favorable event, but take care not to be swept up without thought of the practicalities. These are unimportant to the Knight of Cups, who only sees the romantic things and does not think about the practical consequences. He is little too quick to celebrate his successes, looking only at the positive side, conveniently ignoring the rest.
This is getting a little bit spooky.
Number 4 is your recent past.
Right.
And you have got the 3 of Batons. So Batons always represent creativity and like passions. So the 3 of Batons, let's have a little look. The winning or achievement of a great prize accompanies this card. After a long struggle, the dream is turned into a reality. A difficult thing to accomplish, but now all the difficulties are over. The prize has been won. Conviction, enterprise, and effort are rewarded by witnessing the original inspiration, now being turned into reality and put into practice. The only rider that is attached to this card is that there is much more that can be achieved. Now it's time to bask in the feeling of glory and self-satisfaction. But this will pass, and the need for further hard work and commitment will come. The achievement is not pinnacle of the mountain which is climbed, but does reveal the ultimate prize is now possible. So that's a very positive card as well.
So just in summary, that one was basically saying was it saying something about creativity in the beginning?
Yes.
Yes, so that one's always linked to creativity and passions. That one there is saying basically that you have had a long struggle and your dream has been turned into reality. So it's linked to past events. So it seems as if you've had a little bit of a struggle and you've got there through hard work and inspiration, determination.
Okay.
So number 5, which is your next one, is your distant past. And you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of cups, which again is related to love. So let's have a little look at the 9 of cups. This is one of the most harmonious cards of the tarot cards to arise in a reading. For the feeling of inner contentment, fulfillment, and enjoyment spills out to create an atmosphere of goodwill and sharing. An overall sense of bringing is infectious, and the surrounding situation, people respond positively to it. This is a time for pleasurable pursuits, bringing the feeling of emotional wealth and spiritual well-being. That feeling arises with being in the right place at the right time. Many outstanding difficulties or arguments are resolved at this time. Forgiveness and reconciliation are in the air, leading to the beginning of a new phase of a development. Interesting. Okay.
That was a lot more shiny and brighter than I would have imagined my distant past.
That's good. Number 6, immediate future. You've got the Page of Cups. So you've got a lot of cups in your reading.
Got a lot of love, got a lot of romance, right?
Got a lot of romance. So. The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups brings the birth of new feelings, representing youthful enthusiasm. He is introverted, quiet, given to periods of quiet contemplation and solidarity. He is painstakingly and is a fund of useful knowledge, which he releases freely when asked. The Page of Cups is without guile, is innocent of any of the world's evils. He is capable of deep affection and is easily hurt if slighted or rejected. He is the youth who had just discovered the joys of poetry and immerse himself in its pleasures. When he appears in a reading, it suggests casting off life's worries and cares to enable deep feelings to well to the surface, bringing with them a new sense of creativity and wonder. The Page of Cups appears when the right to trust the feelings and to give it full play. Okay. What I'll do as well after the reading, I'll send pictures of all your cards and all of the meanings of them too, so you can have
that's amazing. Thank you.
A little read
That's
through them. Okay, so the next one, number 7, is the questioner's personality. And you have got the 2 of Cups. Another
Cups. It didn't come out blank with personality, so that's good, G.
Okay, so this one
didn't come up with death as well.
The 2 of Cups indicates the creation of a new partnership after a period of conflict. The resolution of this conflict brings a mutual balancing of previous separate polarized entities. The result can be the signing of a treaty or even marriage. The ending of rivalry or feuding takes place and is transformed into agreement of mutual beneficial propositions. If interpreted on a romantic level, the 2 of Cups means love at first sight, the recognition of a soulmate. This was not seen before, the forming of emotional trust. The card suggests the tying of bonds by mutual happy agreement for the parties involved, now have an emotional affinity and understanding of each other. Oh, that was a really nice one.
It's a bit of a loving reading.
I think I'm going to reveal my question at the end. I think
Do you feel like it's linked to your question?
It's kind of very weird, Lydia. It's in a good way. In a good way. Like, couldn't be any more apt.
That's amazing. Okay. Next card, number 8, is environmental factors and influences. And you have got the Knight of Pentacles, which is to do with money. So this is environmental factors and influences. So let's read about the Knight of Pentacles.
Mickey's already saying he wants to go. Smiler's got goosebumps.
Okay. This is a reliable person, hardworking and a supporter of the established order. He is dependable and patient. Given a job to do, he will see it through to the end. He has a high moral value and will defend them to the end. The Knight of Pentacles does not act from his own initiative, but will follow orders by the letter. He has a strong attachment to the daily realities of living, but by no means taking life too seriously, but having a happy disposition. He is content with his lot. In a reading, the appearance of this card indicates someone who is dependable and can be relied upon to see a task through to its conclusion. It is a card which instills confidence. However, no one can remain dependable all the time. So watch out for the Knight of Coins' unpredictable streak. Okay.
It can be quite unpredictable.
Number 9 is hopes or fears. And you have got the Queen of Pentacles. So you just got the Knight and now you have the Queen of Pentacles.
Royal flush in a minute.
You know it, Mickey. You know it.
Okay. The Queen of Pentacles certainly enjoys her comforts. She enjoys wealth and abundance and is generous too, both materially and emotionally. She offers security and the enjoyment of life's physical pleasures. When she appears, she brings her bountiful delights. She is not overly intelligent nor artistic, but has a feel for the good life. She also likes a grand occasion and will make grand gestures. Although this does not mean she is wasteful, her generosity is only given where she sees it deserved. The Queen of Coins represents a person who is both rich and generous and offers great opportunities for growth. You are fortunate indeed to know such a person. Okay. And your last card, number 10, is the final outcome. And you have got the Fool.
Oh no.
Yeah, that scans.
Let's read about the Fool. Okay. The Fool represents a childlike quality. When the Fool appears in a full spread, it indicates a new direction taking, acting on instincts rather than thinking things through. Like a child, the impulse is to act without considering or appreciating the consequences. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread is apt description of the situation. The Fool is innocent of his actions, not realizing the effect they have on other people. His success comes from acting on instinct and whim so that the actions can be carried out successfully, which if thought about would never be ventured in the first place. And that is your reading, G.
It's like I keep saying, G, we need to quit our jobs and just go YouTube, become YouTubers.
Oh, my question had nothing to do with YouTube, but obviously there was one there where it was talking about the immediate future and the recent past that kind of would have tied into the whole YouTube journey as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, just in summary, there was a lot of cups, right?
There was a lot of cups, which is linked to love. So you had mostly cups and mostly pentacles. So love and money is kind of the reading here.
Oh, it's so weird. It's honestly weird. It's so weird. My vein is popping in my head. Yeah, so should I say what my question was?
Yeah, if you feel happy to share your question, then yeah.
What does everybody think at home? What it was? Put it in comments. Put it in chat. What you think my question was?
Oh gosh,
wait a couple of minutes.
I have no idea.
What do you think, Monty?
I don't know.
No idea.
No, I have no idea.
So, like from this reading, there's a lot of discussion about love, romance. I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lydia. Card number 3, sorry, was the love and romance card, right?
The Knight of Cups, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it kind of talks to like, yeah, Maz has got it.
I was going to say that earlier.
The question that I asked is. Or that I asked the cards was, will I be married in the next 2 years?
Oh, wow.
Because we're coming up to being engaged for almost 10. Being together for 10 and being engaged for, we're coming up for, I think, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just been talking about it a lot. And it comes down to money, as most weddings do.
Yep.
And just wanting the right wedding, but not for ridiculous money, which is really spooky because it was talking a lot about, the cards were talking a lot about finances and money. The card number 7, the personality card, was about marriage.
Yes, and it said in the book marriage as well.
Yeah, and then question 9, which was the task to conclusion, right?
Yes.
That was card 9. Was grand gestures. What I got from there, and also number 10 was the one that really was the icing on the cake for me because it was the Fool's card, and saying because a lot of the time the thing that holds me back is worrying about where the money will come from and what impact that will have. And lately I've just been saying to myself, do you know what, I want to just throw caution against the wind, and I just want to be married to the person that I love. And yeah, so kind of a very, very apt reading. So those cards kind of were like
that
really
last card kind of telling you to not think about it so much and to just
go with it.
Fools
Which is kind of also spooky because that's what we've been saying to each other quite a little bit recently, in that, like, just let's not overthink it, and let's just have it done. Let's, not in a let's just get it done and over with, but do you know what I mean? Stop holding on to major
worries,
major dreams, like overblown dreams, etc. So but so thank you so much. That's really cool.
You're so welcome. And like I said, I'll send you pictures of all your cards from your reading and the little snippets of what they're about as well, so you can have another read through.
I think Kevin's just asked a really interesting question in chat, and he said, you a believer then, G? And I don't think that's an easy question to answer, to be honest with you, because I think I sit in the fact that I can recognize throughout a process like that there's going to be certain behaviors, because you already got the question that you've asked the cards in mind. And so you would be looking for the key words that kind of relate to that. However, I think, from talking to you about this process, what I love about the tarot cards, which I'm going to be honest, I wasn't educated on before, is that they're not really like a fortune telling process. It's more about, it's almost like a psychological therapeutic sort of thing. Would you agree, Lydia?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
It's about how you take that language and turn it around into what can make things right for you. I definitely got, like, I found that therapeutic to hear, and I just thought it was interesting. So yeah, again, that's my answer to your question, Kevin. Hope that answers it.
Yeah, I think the tarot cards, they bring a lot of clarity, where in day-to-day life you do hold yourself back, and then you read the cards and you're like, okay, I should just go for things, or don't be scared. So yeah, so
let's get to Monte's reading then.
So I've got your cards here, Monte. So I'm just going to set them up in the exact same setup, and then we'll start from there.
I will say well done to Smiler Rainbow and Mazima Bob for getting the marriage proposal question. Well done to you both. You know your boy well.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Okay. Are we ready? Number one. So number one, this is your present circumstances. So let's have a look. You have also got the Queen of Pentacles.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see it on the screen there.
Yeah.
Which is about money. So let's have a little look and read about the Queen of Pentacles.
Or lack thereof.
That's why you've only got one pentacle.
Okay. The Queen of Pentacles certainly enjoys her comforts. She enjoys wealth and abundance and is generous too, both materially and emotionally. She offers security to the enjoyment of life's pleasures. When she appears, she brings her bountiful delights. She is not overly intelligent nor artistic, but has a feel for the good life. She also likes a grand occasion and will make grandiose gestures. Although this does not mean she is wasteful, her generosity is only given where she sees it deserved. The Queen of Pentacles represents a person who is both rich and generous and offers great opportunities for growth. You're fortunate indeed to have such a person befriending you. So that's interesting.
I feel fortunate.
Perfect. So number two is obstacles in your way. And you have got the Sun.
Yep. Got the Sun, Monte.
It's a lovely card.
I would have loved to have had the Sun. I never get the Sun though.
I do like the Sun.
Literally.
Let's have a look. Here she is. The Sun is a coordinating influence, ensuring that all factors in a situation work smoothly together. It shines with light of reason and brings inspiration and sense of life is for the living. The appearance of the sun brings with it a willpower and strong sense of purpose, and is therefore highly motivating influence. Accomplishment and success attends with the sun. Its illuminating rays bring clarity to a situation and sense of happiness. Whereas the stars bring happiness and tranquility, the sun brings happiness and a period of fruitful activity, hard work with well-deserved rewards. Creativity is indicated in flowering of manhood. As a symbol of male powers, the sun suggests potency and strength.
Ooh, potency and strength. Just remind me, what was the second card, Lydia?
That one is obstacles. So that's actually a very good card to get for obstacles. It's kind of saying you don't have any obstacles in your way.
Well, maybe that's what you need to realize, Monty, is no obstacles in your way.
I think that's because I'm old and I've passed all my obstacles now.
Number 3 is aims and aspirations, and you've got the moon. I don't think I've ever done a reading where you've got the sun and the moon in the same reading.
Wow.
So, it's very cool.
Another first for Monty.
The moon represents flux and change, the movement of a situation from one phase into the next. Adaptability to changing circumstances is required, and the need to move with the times. The moon indicates an ebb and flow, so that it is necessary to go with the prevailing tide and not to move against it. The moon brings hidden mysteries, prompting from the unconscious and the pain and pleasures of childbearing. The moon brings unseen forces of transformation at work, natural forces which well up from out of the depths of the night. The moon represents unconscious forces at work, the acts that we take, the feelings that we have, the thoughts that we think, all pass through the phases of the moon and shine on the blackest of night. The moon brings with it a maternal instinct, urging with caution in all matters is required.
Mm.
Maternal instinct.
And is the third card love and romance?
The third card, let's have a little look, is aims and aspirations.
Aims and aspirations.
Okay, number 4 is your recent past, and you have got the stars.
No, you're joking.
Mickey just said that was going to come up. One of the guys in chat.
Sun, moon, and stars.
Put my money on the stars card next.
Wow.
Mickey
This
just
is
said that.
crazy.
He literally just said that.
Yeah, literally, it came up on chat about 2 minutes before you pulled the card.
Wow. When the stars appear, a bright future is indicated. They bring the blessings of the God so that the peace and tranquility reign in the knowledge that all will be well. The rewards of past events and selfless behavior come forth, bringing a general feeling of happiness and well-being. The person is now in a state of grace, which will only last for a while. While it does, a sense of being in the right place at the right time prevails. A period of calm and stillness can be enjoyed and the beauties of the world appreciated. Contemplating the stars themselves gives a feeling of the meaning of this card. The awareness of the infinite and its beauty, our tiny but important role in the great scheme of things. That's very interesting.
Wow.
Next card. Let's see what you get next.
Everybody wants the lottery numbers from Mickey now in chat.
So number 5 is your distant past. You have got the 5 of Swords.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Thanks, G. Thanks, G.
Swords sometimes can bring kind of like a battle, but this is your distant past, so it may mean that you've gone through a battle in the past. So the 5 of Swords.
And it's the 5th question. It's the 5th
That's
card.
true, actually. At first glance, the keynote and number symbols this card can be contradictory, but this is not the case. When this card appears, it suggests that actions are futile and that the accepting of the inevitable and giving up as a useless course of action is necessary. The reason for this is important. The card suggests that a dead end has been entered and that another route should be taken. Releasing the creative process once more. Defeat or loss must be accepted and another route tried. Refusal to accept a situation will lead to failure and dishonor, but acceptance and a new direction will bring future success. Limitations must be accepted and pride swallowed. Okay.
Makes sense.
That was distant past.
Yeah.
Number 6 is your immediate future. And you have got the 5 of Wands. Another 5. Here you have a fight on your hands, not in a physical sense, but a mental sense. A decisive action are required to overcome obstacles. It is no use trying to avoid conflicts which must be surmounted before any future progress can be made. The flow of a project will be cut short through circumstances which were not foreseen. It is now necessary to regroup and reconsider the course of action from here on. There is a feeling of being at odds with the world when there is no apparent reason, circumstance, or change from running smoothly. This is probably not the case, but only seems because of a particular stumbling block. Integrity is called to solve a problem for new adventures to be explored.
I've just got a promotion to a senior management post, and I've got to do some difficult strategic planning.
Oh,
so
that's very saying you've got a bit of a fight on your hands.
Yeah, I have.
But a flow of a new project, you know.
Yeah.
It's all in there. Okay, so now we're on number 7. And this is your personality.
Right.
And you have got the 4 of Pentacles, which is related to money.
Ooh, your personality is cha-ching.
Okay. The 4 of Pentacles brings a period of success and wealth. Projects are flourishing and become well established. Any obstacle to success in the material sphere will be removed and transactions completed through the reasonable negotiation. There is a power in the background, the power which comes with the material wealth and security. The existing of this power is helpful in bringing positive results. There may be a tendency to unnecessarily amassing of wealth and an attitude of greed that is associated with this behavior. This will be so if other cards in the reading tend to support it. So it's saying that will only be true if other cards in this reading support that. But the 4, that one there brings a period of success and wealth.
Is that what it was saying, was it? Oh.
Yeah. Stability is a keynote with that card.
Right. Well,
I mean, you've had a lot of emphasis on money, haven't you?
Yeah.
Throughout the cards.
Mm-hmm. There has been.
I think the first one even started with
the Queen of Pentacles.
Money.
Yeah, that was about money as well. So you've got the Queen of Wands as your number 8. So let's see.
This is your influences.
Yes.
I'm learning, you see.
You are. You'll be able to do the tarot cards as well, see? Okay.
Yeah, Smiler pointed out that you had lots of 9s and I have had lots of 5s.
And I can't believe you've had the sun, moon, and the stars.
All in succession. Yeah.
Which is very strange.
I totally picked them out at random places in the deck as well.
Yeah, and shuffled them. It's weird how sometimes you always get a selection that are linked. Okay. The Queen of Wands is a symbol of fertility. She is the personification of female creativity. Her appearance in the spread brings with it initial success and is therefore a good omen for new projects to get off the ground. She is by nature friendly, loving, and generous. She has an affinity for nature, feeling at home at ease in the countryside. She has a remarkable encouraging effect on things that grow, whether a plant, animal, or human. She is worldly wise and knows that the act of giving brings rewards in terms of human friendship and devotion. A graceful Queen of the Wands will bring success in business projects and will be formidable in the opposition to anyone who crosses her path. Oh, so she's a very good card to get.
Especially with my project endeavours.
Yes. So it's all very positive for that. Number 9 is your hopes and fears. And you have got the Ace of Pentacles.
Wow,
So
I
again,
didn't even know there was an ace.
Yeah. So again, relating to...
It's, in tarot, is ace generally considered low or high, or they don't really have value like that?
The ace in this one, it has only got 1 in it. So I'm guessing it is low.
This is hopes and fears.
Hopes and fears, yes. Need to find that. Okay. This one is prosperity. Material wealth and comforts are the reward given by this card. The good life ensues and gain is assured. The card suggests a great success in material matters and that investments will be favorably rewarded. There is a great strength associated with the Ace of Coins. It's interpreted in the ability to remain steadfast and rooted in the race of opposition, standing firm in the face of adversity and brings success and gain. Material gain security will not be a fleeting, as this card makes at the beginning of a cycle.
Wow, that sounds really positive.
Very positive. Prosperity.
Well, that's
Prosperity is assured.
but it's in your hopes and fears.
That's hopes and fears as well. So staying very hopeful. So your final card, you have got the Hierophant, which is another one of the top cards.
The what?
The Hierophant.
Hierophant.
Yes. So it's one of the Lords of the Sky, that one. And this one is the final outcome. So this one is right at the front of the book. So it's saying that this one is like the Pope. This is a great upholder of tradition, particularly through religious values and mortality. Thou shalt not. His appearance brings necessity to stick with the tried and tested, indicating that change or innovation is inappropriate. This card has the ability to hold people together through a common set of rules to live by and a common belief in nature of reality. He asks that you pay homage to his with obedience. In return, he offers mercy, kindness, good advice, and alliance. He suggests that if you join his club, you will have the support of all of its members. If you go it alone, you will be alone. A representative of the old school Thai network, the authority seems to be a spiritual abstract nature rather than based on material power like the emperor. And that was all of your cards. Do you feel like that was linked to your question at all?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, there was lots of talk of money, prosperity, but a lot of the things were related to my relationships with others, and just, you give what you receive, that sort of almost like karma sort of thing.
Yeah.
So as long as you trust in the path, good things will come to you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the last card was saying, really.
That one, yeah. So that one's a strange one to come up in your reading because it kind of goes against everything that the other cards were saying.
Yeah, it's like, I don't quite understand that one. But, my question was, like I was saying as I was dealing these cards, was, will my YouTube channels ever become monetized?
I knew that was the question. I knew it was your question.
You knew that was the question, didn't you? You knew it. But there's a lot of hopeful things there.
It was a very positive reading.
But in the same regard, a lot of my my work life, whilst the YouTube channel is a hobby, a lot of things going on in my proper day-to-day work life, there's been a lot of change and upheaval there.
Yeah.
So a lot of it sort of ringed true to that sort of side of my life.
I can't remember which card it was, but there was one that was almost kind of hinting towards, just blow caution against the wind. And
yes, I think
kind of
as
follow
well.
your dreams. And I think Smiler was honing in on that as well.
Yeah.
With her comment about 9 to 5.
Well,
The
it's just
Sun as the Stars definitely was a very good one as well for like new projects, and light has been shined down on you.
So Lydia, would you mind? We had a question in chat asking what's the reference book that you're using. So I didn't know if you could just share that.
So the reference book that I'm using is a really old book. This has been in my family for years, so I don't know if you can still get it. But it is written by Bill Anderton, and it's the Tarot, Discover the Mystery of the Tarot Card. But it's a very old book. We've always had this one. It's one we've always used.
Wow.
So since
You've looked after it well.
Yeah. It's very treasured.
It's very good.
But yeah.
I can understand why. So Monty, how was that?
It was really interesting.
Yeah.
I do
I'd agree.
think that I've led a charmed life in a way, and the cards kind of bore witness to that, really, because a lot of it was about
Definitely
prosperity, and I think I have been pretty lucky in that regard. But it did say my distant past, I'd have to make difficult choices and bring things to a close. And I had that time when I left British Aerospace and just jacked my career in and went back to university, which was the catalyst really that then gave me the prosperity and the put me in the place that I'm in today. So
well, it's weird. Maybe the cards are trying to remind you of a time in your life where you did take that gamble.
All the hard work, and
it's interesting,
isn't
it?
Picked up on kindness and goodwill always comes back. I think that's quite apparent in the reading as well.
Yeah, as you say, G, it's almost like a sort of therapy. It makes you think about things in slightly different ways, doesn't it? Interesting, really interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know the other thing that I just wanted to share as well, which is weird because I think you mentioned something about the cards when you were picking them out, and I then got a flashback to when I was doing mine with Lydia, and I was just totally trying to get into the experience, so I was really thinking about the question. But what was really weird is there were certain cards where I almost picked them and then went, "No, you don't feel right," and then I went for another one.
Yeah.
And that was that for me was even in itself just a little bit strange that I was getting that vibe very early on. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's good. I think whenever you pick a card, you kind of we always say whichever one is drawing it to you. And that's what my mum's always said to me when I've ever had a reading done. She's like, the cards will call you to it, and that will be your card. And I do feel that does happen when you do pick your cards.
I always felt that way. There was times when I saw there was one obviously sticking out, and I was like, I know you're sticking out, but I'm not picking you.
You're not my card.
You're not my card.
Yeah, it's weird. I definitely get that feeling. But I was just gonna say, you're an incredibly positive person, Lydia. If obviously you live a lot of your life by this tarot card process, I can understand why you've got this real positive outlook. So maybe we all need a bit of tarot now and then in our life to just center our thoughts. But no, it was extremely interesting. Monty, Kevin said in chat that it wasn't bad.
It wasn't.
He was really nervous, mate.
No, it wasn't that bad. Well, I just knew nothing about it, so I didn't know what was going to happen. But it was a very nice experience. So yes, Kevin, I didn't have anything to.
It is scary. It kind of dives deep into your, inside thoughts.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I would agree with a lot of people in chat as well that it's just been super interesting, sort of learning about the process and learning a little bit more about, how you do it. And for me, that was even the stuff that we haven't done on air tonight, like, how you shuffle and pick your cards and how you do all that process. So hope everybody's really enjoyed that and bit of a introduction to the world of tarot reading. And that was amazing, Lydia. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I really enjoyed it.
We'd love to maybe have you come back in the future and do an updated reading.
Yeah.
Especially if we become monetized, and then Monte could do it about something else.
Go viral.
How much do you reckon Smiler Rainbow there's already been on Amazon and looked into ordering herself some tarot cards and a book? What do you reckon?
I reckon pretty much.
Guaranteed
100% chance. Yeah.
That's the amazing thing about tarot cards is anyone, as long as you're open to it and you kind of believe in it, anyone can do it. Anyone can do a reading. So
yeah, but I think what I was pointing towards is I don't think there's actually a necessity for belief. I just think there's a necessity for open-minded and listening to the words, because naturally the way we work as human beings is we latch onto the things that stand out to us and the things that twing us inside. So regardless of whether this is what I like about it, because it's not somebody with a crystal ball sitting there going, oh, or saying, your dead relative is talking to me. This is about you listening to a set of words, and what you're thinking and feeling latches and directs yourself towards what I think you want to hear.
Yeah.
But that in itself in a process is kind of, as I said, therapeutic. It kind of helps you center your thoughts and think about why you're doing certain things the way you're doing them, or the choices you're making.
Yes, definitely.
To Mickey, they were just two different packs of cards. They were just two different styles of cards.
Yeah, that's because, to explain, Mickey, the cards that we used for Monte's reading, I bought them, and obviously, so I bought them. They would be blingy.
They're very cool, actually.
Yeah, but as a thank you for the time that Lydia has taken to do this with us, I'm gifting her the additional set of tarot cards.
Oh, I'm so grateful
for her to use.
They're lovely.
Because they're really pretty and
they're really cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. More, least we can do, But is there anybody got any last questions that they'd want to ask Lydia before we say goodbye and let Lydia get on with her Friday night? Have you got any questions, Monte, or anything you wanted to add?
No, just thank you very much. That was super interesting and a really enjoyable experience. And
yeah, you're so welcome. I've really enjoyed it too.
Just whilst if just give you a few minutes, because sometimes chat are a little bit behind us. It takes a little while for any questions to come in. Just let you know, after Lydia, we've got some talk about. I think we're going to go into some UFO chat. I've got a couple of TikToks to go through. So we've got some interesting topics. I think some Mars news as well.
We're going to take it. The first thing. Oh, and the other thing we've got, backed by popular demand, everybody's favorite game, real or fake.
Oh, yes. We love a game of real and fake.
We've got a real or fake coming up. And this week, this month, I should say, it's going to be real or fake places.
Oh, Smiler Rainbow would like a reading herself.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can discuss that with Lydia on your behalf, Smiler, and we can sort something out. Yeah, right, Lydia?
Definitely, yeah.
Maybe over coffee in town or something like that. But
yeah, I can definitely do a reading.
There's a lot of guys saying thanks, Lydia. Very interesting. Yeah, Mazza said thanks, Lydia. And then she said, yay, love real or fake.
Yay.
This is coming up. And Mickey's asked, is Lydia interested in anything like physics, etc.?
Psychics, not physics.
Oh, psychics. Sorry.
Physics.
It's a tough
yes, are
one.
you interested in maths?
I mean, I do love all of that kind of stuff, but I think it's hard to find people who really are psychic. I definitely believe there are people that are psychic and they have that ability, but I do think it's kind of tread upon by people who aren't, and they kind of, you know, gain off it through monetary things. So I definitely believe in it. I just think it's very rare.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. I did forget to mention, Lydia, Smiler, who I was saying wants the reading. Smiler is Mrs. Monte.
Yes.
Oh,
so she's Monte's wife.
Definitely, yes. Mrs. Monte.
Mrs. Monte.
Yeah. She's like my sister-in-law. So,
yeah.
You know.
You're all a family.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Lydia.
You're welcome. I've really enjoyed it. I've had a great time.
If you ever want to come back and share anything in the future, let us know. We'd love to have you back on.
Definitely.
All right. Night.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right, there we go.
That was excellent.
That was fantastic, wasn't it? Wasn't that good?
It was even better than what I was expecting it to be. So
yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Right then, G, what have we got next?
Well, what we have got next is something that I hope will work and hope it will allow me to share. I have been... Oh, mouse has gone to sleep. I have been dying to talk about this one.
Oh, yeah, a little blip.
What's going on?
It's all right.
Yeah, I don't think, because I've got it up on... Problem is, I've got it up on my... Oh yeah, if I do that, then it should work, right? No, hold on.
All right.
What's coming up now? What's coming up?
Yeah.
Just let me know. I've already shared it.
It's the StreamYard. I'm seeing StreamYard.
Because I've got it on another internet
there you go.
tab.
Oh, no. StreamYard's back. There was something there. There you go. That. Whatever that was.
Right. So I'm not going to be able to look at the stream while I'm doing this. So you can see the Gigapan, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. And can you see this zooming in?
Zooming in, yeah.
Yep. So can you remember Gigapan from one of my vaults?
I'll say yes.
Okay. So basically, if you can't remember, and for those of you that haven't watched it, back in, I think it was quite early. I think it was like the 6th or 7th GStar Vault that I did. I was doing an episode where I kind of I viewed some photos on Gigapan, because loads of these are uploaded from all the Curiosity rovers, and people put them together, and they're like massive panoramic landscapes. And the episode was all about just one that I had gone through and all the kind of weird things that I saw. Now, about a week and a half ago, this was all over the paranormal news. What I'm going to show you in a minute when I kind of zoom out. Some of you may have seen it already coming up on certain, feeds or whatever. I don't know if Kevin's seen this. Let me know if you have. But already, because it's creating such a buzz, there's a lot of people already throwing in debunking of it, and that debunking is nonsense. But anyway, I'm going to zoom out. So this is a big panoramic sort of landscape picture that's been put together from Curiosity rover.
Mm-hmm.
This is from an account on Gigapan by Neville Thompson. And do you at the moment see anything peculiar about this picture?
Not at this distance.
No,
it's quite small to me. I'm not sure.
So I'm going to start off subtly. I'm going to go over to let's go over to the side, right? Mm-hmm. So look at this piece of rock there, right? And look at that sort of side. Mm-hmm. And looks pretty kind of almost like as if it's been masoned by some sort of machine. It's that flat, right?
Yeah, it's flat.
Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, what this makes me think of is I've been lucky enough to go to a lot of the kind of like Aztec ruins in Arizona and things like that, and the way that things were put together with stone and wet sand, and when the walls crumble, you see all the kind of like just all the pebble dashing in behind, etc. But there's also I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor, but just in the middle of that rock, there's like what looks like a crack or something that's been cut by a some sort of masonry saw or something. Anyway, I'll stop beating about the bush, and sorry, didn't mean to do that. I'll stop beating about the bush, and I'll go to the section of this picture that's interesting. Let's zoom in on this bit here.
Like a door? I've seen this.
Yeah, have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen this.
And have you seen the debunking that's already out about this?
No, but I did see this like cut doorway. Or
yeah,
it's going to have to be for a mouse or something, isn't it? It's quite small.
Well, that's the debunking that's going around, is that it's about 2 inches tall, this hole in the wall. But actually, this is a hole kind of...
It looks taller than 2 inches. I'd say maybe...
Yeah.
Maybe 4 inches?
But... No. But ultimately, even with that in mind, if you were going to use it to lean towards any kind of previous civilization, who's to say that they weren't bloody tiny? But what's weird is just as you get close in, it just doesn't look like something that's naturally forming, because it's kind of like arched over the... And that's what some geologists have been chiming in on, is that no matter whether you want to argue about size, there's something about that arch, because the rock wouldn't naturally stay like that. But anyway, and the other thing that I don't know if you can see again, there's this like real kind of like crack that almost looks very exact. And there's just so many other bits. If you go over to the very right-hand side, there's more... Oh, sorry. There's more stuff down here which has got like really sort of straight angles to it. In terms of what I'm trying to point out is if you were looking at real ancient ruins of like...
Yeah, those are really flat sides, aren't they? Both of those rocks.
And it looks like it could be... You know, again, it's just like I've visited so many kind of ruined sites, and... here on Earth from ancient civilizations like Aztec and Inca, that it kind of looks just like very similar. And again, there's areas up here where, again, the sides look almost kind of designed in a way.
Well, the thing is, also though, you could go to like Giant's Causeway in Ireland and look at the flat-sided hexagonal rocks and think, that looks made, because nothing could create these completely flat-sided hexagonal rocks. But I mean, that's just a natural, geological process. Rocks, when put under pressure and heat, can form weird shapes and flat sides. Yes, especially maybe if it's been under shock as well. I mean, that's the weirdest thing, I think, that like doorway thing. Mickey says in chat, doesn't like Mars quakes or something like that could cause completely flat-sided cracks in rocks.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point, Mickey, because actually we don't. One of the reasons why NASA is making all these missions to Mars is bringing back samples of different, parts of the planet, and really we don't know how soft this rock, as we would know it, is, and if it had some sort of ground tremor or earthquake, like how it would respond to that. It's just the fact that it just looks so straight. Well, not straight, but precise. Like the crack has just gone in one area. But I keep looking at the doorway. Again, there's been a lot of talk online, and people have talked about this rock that's just a little ways away from it on the floor, and the fact that could have been a doorway to it. But I think that's a bit reaching. But I still I keep zooming in on this, and I keep seeing that little white lip, which again, what I've done, and I spent a good, I would say 45 minutes last night, is I scoured this whole picture, going in as far as I could go in, and sort of, you know, almost like a hoovering across it. And nowhere else in the picture did I see anywhere that there's something over here, because a lot of people have made comments that it looks almost like water cascading over some of the rocks, but you just don't see anything that looks like the white of the inside of that doorway, and it does look like it's almost being framed. It's like different rock than what the rock appears to be outside.
Just to answer Kevin's question, no, Mars doesn't have plate tectonics like Earth. As far as we know, pretty much no other planet has plate tectonics like the Earth. But what happens is, over millions of years, the planets gradually cool. The inside of the planets gradually cool. And as planets cool, they shrink. Because, you know, like boiling water or something in a kettle, the hotter the thing is, the more it expands. So as planets cool, they shrink, but their crusts around the outside of planets can't shrink. So they gradually fold in on each other. And that shrinking action causes Mars quakes. And I think Mickey said there are instruments on the rovers that detect Mars quakes, and they're quite frequent. The moon also doesn't have plate tectonics, but has moon quakes. So you do still get it.
And I mean, just to be a bit funny as well, Mickey, if they were on Mars, they'd be called Mars quakes, not Earthquakes.
Mars quakes, yes, Mars quakes.
But no, I mean, look, you know, I've done, you know, we're both on here because one of our early, some of our early shows were all about strange objects on Mars, weren't they, Monte? And, you know, I've done some GStar Vault and probably done enough now that, you know, one of the points that I've made in the past is, look, you know, there's just so much weird stuff that comes up, you know, that is featured. And, you know, I'm a big believer in pareidolia. Yeah, the human mind is a really powerful thing and can do powerful stuff to our thinking. And, you know, a huge amount of it is pareidolia. But I would say out of everything that I've ever viewed, there's at least about 4 things that I think are really, like, I would say it's hard to just justify them away with pareidolia. And the reason why I was excited about this one is, for me, this feels like one of those ones.
I think that doorway there is the weirdest thing we've ever seen on any of the Mars photos.
Yeah. I mean, it's just weird. Like, even if it's not a doorway, and even if it doesn't apply to it, it's just weird.
It's just weird. The way it's a perfect rectangle, and the side walls are completely smooth. It's just weird looking, isn't it?
Yeah. And as I say, like, a lot of geologists have chimed in on it and said that, you know, if you're going to talk about any form of natural erosion or any process like that, it can't make a rock like kind of like arch around an open space as one sort of piece. You can get caves and things like that, but not like the way that we see this here. And there's just, it's like
the sort of thing that's chiseled out to put a joist in it or something, you know.
Yeah, I tried to get in as close as I could to see.
You can see like it looks like the ceiling is angled downwards as it goes in.
It doesn't look like it actually goes anywhere, but that's not to say that that's because over time where it did lead to has collapsed in on itself and over time just sealed over. But we see that all the time, even here on Earth.
I think it's really strange as well. If you can, you zoom back in on it.
Yep.
And go down a little bit. Like, you got this outside rock here, and then that outside rock, it almost like turns to like a
it's just that lip, isn't it?
Pink, like inner wall.
Yeah.
So weird looking. Super weird.
but I was really excited to share that, and I thought there was so much of it. Mickey says wedding payment is off. I don't know what I've done to take it away my wedding payment. Because of the joke about Mars quakes.
Yeah,
that was it. Yeah. No, please pay for my wedding, Mickey, please. But no, there's some other sort of pretty weird stuff exploring this photo as well. I can't remember where it was now, but I thought I saw an unexplainable shadow. But I can't remember where it was now. But do you know what? I could spend on this guy's profile, because this is things that they have to put together using this certain technology. And it's really interesting. If you go into his sort of galleries, he's got all sorts of galleries about all different, like he's got a lot from the space orbiters as well of Mars, but there's just loads of stuff that's on the surface, and I could spend hours just going into them, and just the quality that you get on the zoom in. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Really, the clarity that you get going right in is just pretty amazing. You have to get right in before you start losing any kind of. It's about there really that you're starting to lose the edges and stuff. So yeah, but I think it's very cool, and I was dying to share it, and I thought that by the time I got to share it, like, everybody would have seen about it. So I'm glad that I brought it to the show.
Very good.
Let us know your thoughts in chat if you haven't done so already. So Mickey says this may be far out there, but couldn't it be some other civilization planet that had explored Mars and taken a sample? Yeah. Yeah. Again, it could be that it could not emphasize the fact that there's been previous civilization there, but there's been previous visitors to Mars that have also done their own digging and taking samples away. But again, there's just so many straight edges on some of the I scouring all of these photos like I do, I just get reminded of certain kind of ruined sites that I've seen and things like that, where it kind of feels very, very familiar. And some of the rock shapes, you just think, well, it's hard to explain that away. There you go.
It's good.
Glad you liked.
I did. We did like that.
So, did you want to share one of your things now before we get into real and fake?
Yeah. So, can I zoom in on that? Yes, I can. That's probably about it. So this is something I found on TikTok, and I want to know what chat think of it.
Well, we love a good TikTok. They don't really play very well. They don't handle very well.
I'm not. Oh no, get out of the way. I'm not. I'm going to have the sound turned off because TikToks generally have copyrighted music, so we don't want to get in trouble with that. This is on I found this on a TikTok channel where it's usually just a girl goofing about, but she took this apparently in her house. But I don't know if you've seen this, but let me know in chat what you think. It's a kid playing. That enters the room. They follow it around. It goes that way. They stay away from it. It goes down the corridor. Stay back, child. And zaps the TV. So what do we think? I'd like to know your.
I'll let everybody else in chat chime in first before I give my thoughts.
Yeah. Now, there's some things I find interesting on this one. Why I brought it up in this. It's not a TikTok channel that's about special effects or anything like that.
Is it generally like a family kind of TikTok?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said that you turned off the audio. I'm presuming the audio was just music playing.
Yeah,
over
it's
top of
typical
it,
like
or
TikTok music.
could you hear anybody in the environment reacting to the?
I'll just turn the sound on quick. It's just music.
Right.
Um,
And is the signature on the TikTok the same as the signature of the person whose profile that you got it from?
I believe so. Yeah.
I can't see it at the bottom there. It says something.
89 ATROQILLAH. That is just. This is TikTok, so this is just where I got it from. I don't know what it is. It's like Malaysian or something. Is it real, Kevin? That's the question. I mean,
that's the question we're asking.
In the TikTok, if you log in and look at the comments, everybody's just saying it's ball lightning and real. But ball lightning.
Ball lightning?
Yeah. Yeah. But
what is ball lightning?
Ball lightning. It's like that. It's lightning that comes in a ball. Have you never heard of ball lightning? Rather than a fork.
But why would it move? Yeah.
Well, apparently ball lightning hovers about until it finds something to ground it. Like opposing magnets, until it latches onto the thing to ground it to the earth. It floats about until it finds the thing to ground it to the earth. And in this case,
is ball lightning a sort of usually a repercussion from normal lightning? Like you have a lightning strike and then like a ball flies off from it. Is that how ball lightning forms? Or just ball lightning?
I don't know.
Okay. So what? So
ball lightning, right? But to me, I mean, ball lightning doesn't just wander around your house and have a look in your bedroom and then come out and wander down the corridor. That's just not the way ball lightning works.
I mean, for me, my instant thought. I'm going to be honest, without sort of researching a little bit more, just first thoughts, very likely CGI, but very well done. Like that whole beginning bit where it comes through the curtain.
I mean, the way it reflects on everything in that room, if it's CGI, it's really well done. I mean, you're talking world-class CGI. Not impossible.
That's why I was asking.
But almost like this whole room would need to be CGI for it to work right. I do agree with Kevin. The bit where it zaps into the TV looks a little bit... I don't know.
Yeah, it's it's like the lightning coming off of it. That looks CGI'd. I mean, again, whoever's done it, they've done a great job, because look at when it goes across the portions of floor which are wood flooring, you can definitely see like a really good reflection of it in the floor, which is very well done, because these are the things that usually give it away. Like watch when it's sitting in front of the TV, just look at the shadow on the floor and you can literally see the reflection of the ball of light.
The actual effects of the TV, though, if it's not real, I mean, it's bloody well done. And it's not even like, it's just some random family's TikTok channel. They've got like all their other TikToks are really bland, just rubbish. And then there's this one that's had millions of views.
Snyder says it's a wisp from the film Brave.
Yeah. Anyway, I saw it and thought, well, I've got to share that with the Monte Zone and see what people think. It's just...
Mickey says he thinks it's fake.
Yeah, I think it must be, because I don't see what else it can be.
I think, like, literally one of the things that I've been looking into a lot, because I have so many of the adverts come up on my, on my Facebook feed, and that's about special effects, like bundles that you can buy, and at an amateur level, some of them are really fantastic what you can do now, because they show you like what they're capable of, and the lightning that comes off of the ball as it hits the TV is that sort of thing that you can now get, where you can get it coming off your hands and stuff and things like that. And
I just don't like the way it jiggles about before it goes into the TV. It just, that jiggle about bit just looks, I don't know, looks clunky.
Very well done, though. I'd say for me the most impressive bit, and I think, you know, flies in the face of the theory of ball lightning, because I think if it was ball lightning, I'm presuming that whatever causes that lightning to ball, it's still lightning, so there's a lot of voltage and whatever, and if it touched those curtains like it did at the beginning, it would probably have set them on fire.
I don't think it would really move curtains like that. I don't know. It's just
exactly. So, but it's still very clever from a CGI point of view, the way they've timed the movement of the curtains to go with it. But yeah, that's my first initial feelings, but it's a good one. Good one.
There you go.
It is that old conundrum, though, isn't it? That Karen's just pointed towards. You know, there are some documentaries I've been watching recently that, you know, we've now got to the point within our sort of visual technology that even if a genuine, like, for example, spaceship came and landed in my garden and I filmed it and, you know, photographed it and recorded it, people would go, that's probably too good to be true. That's special effects. There's nothing now that you could film that probably couldn't be manipulated by the visual technology that we have.
This is just in case you're interested. This is that account. So this is all this girl's TikTok things. It's just all random TikToks, and then there's that one that's just randomly placed. But you see, like, this has had like 4,900 and 5,000, 5,000, then 5.2 million. But it's just weird how it's just like, you know, in the middle of all these. Anyway, why?
Very cool.
Why? Yeah, I don't know. Strange.
Very cool indeed.
Have we got a quiz now?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a quiz. I'll call it a game. But let me just...
Kevin says fake. It's real or fake? I think we've come to a conclusion we think it's fake.
I'm not going to be able to look at chat for a little while, so if you can let me know what's being said, that would be helpful, Monte. And let's get sharing. So here's your first one. Remember, these are real or fake places. I'll give you a bit of a backstory to them. Oh, I forgot I got to open the thing first, haven't I? It's been so long since I've done this. Open the picture, G. That's the puppy. Right. Sharing.
Add to stream.
It's ready to share. Okay, so this first place. Who needs men? This seems to be the mindset of many of the women in the rural town of Nova de Gordio. Located in southeast of Brazil, no men live in here, and according to the Daily Mail, it is home to around 600 women who run the town and do most of the work. So this is Nova do Cordio in southeast Brazil, a town with 600 women. There are no men, and they run the town. Is it real or fake? Let us know in chat, but Monte will have to let me know what the general feeling is. If I can just swap screen quickly.
I would say that's possibly true. I don't see why that can't be true.
Kevin's gone, I can't. Oh, no.
I can't believe that, Kevin. Yep. Karen says true. I think true. Kevin thinks true. What do you think? Mickey, Smiler, what do you reckon? I don't see any reason why that cannot be true. You know, there are communes and things that like operate like that. It could have started off in that way.
True, and the babies are cabbage patch kids.
Cabbage patch kids. Yeah. I remember those.
Yeah, I wonder if they struggle with procreation. So anyway, we've got a general consensus. I'm thinking that this is true.
True.
Karen said it's true. Kevin's...
4 trues.
Okay. So I can reveal that this is true. Yeah, it's a true place. In Southeast Brazil. I thought it's really interesting that they use because they don't look very Brazilian, these women that are in it.
Is this an actual picture of them?
Yes.
Oh, right.
That is, but yeah. So that's the first one. So everybody give yourself 10 Monte Zone points.
Hey.
And we'll count up towards the end who's on what. Right. Let's open this one and then let's go to share.
Yeah, Mickey reckons it's a cult.
Sharing that one.
Mm-hmm.
So, Star Wars has many fictional worlds, but some actually exist. And the treetop home of the Ewoks Forest Village from the Return of the Film Jedi, from the Return of the Jedi film, is one of these places. According to Cracked, the real place is in the rainforests of Costa Rica and is called Finca Bella Vista, a fantastic treetop community which consists of 24 houses linked by zip lines and walkways. Is this true or fake? Or real or fake? Karen put, I bet each month they have a PMT party. Let us know in chat about the second one. Real or fake? What are you thinking, Monty?
What part are we actually saying is real or fake about it?
Just the whole thing. Is it what I just said? That's why I give you the blurb. Is this a treetop town in Costa Rica?
Yes. I don't see why not. Yeah, I could go with it. I mean, I don't think any Ewoks live there. I don't think they're affiliated in any way with the with Endor, with the forest moon of Endor. But
Mickey says fake because the railings are too high for Ewoks. Kevin says true, probably safer up there than on the ground. And Karen says true.
Yeah, I'll go with true.
You go with true?
Yeah.
So if you said fake, like Mickey, and you're saying Ewoks aren't real, Monty, question mark. But if you said fake like Mickey, you were wrong. Unfortunately, this is true. This is a place in Costa Rica, and it's called Finca Bella Vista, and that they used it to film the scenes with the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, there you go.
It wasn't purpose built for that, but yeah. There you go. What's the next one? Let's have a look. Let's do this one.
I'm 2 for 2 at the moment, G.
Yeah, you got 20 points, I believe. Oh, no, it's that one that's next. Sorry. Got to stick to my script. Here we go with the next one.
Hampton Deck's up there.
Ready to share, Monty?
I'm a celebrity.
This next one is in Maui, Hawaii. This is the Moon and Star Island found in Maui in Hawaii. Sun and Sea magazine in 2021 recently described it as the most idyllic location in the state of Hawaii for holidaymakers. So if you didn't hear me because I didn't realize that I wasn't anywhere near the microphone then, this is the Moon and Star Island found in Maui in Hawaii. Sun and Sea magazine in 2021 recently described it as the most idyllic location in the state of Hawaii for holidaymakers.
Fake. Doesn't even look real. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong, unless someone knows about this place and I've just never heard of it. Bear in mind, I spend a lot of my life on Google Earth. And I know pretty much every island in Hawaii, and that one is not one of them.
That's correct, Karen. You have 20 points so far. And Mazza has come back in and said fake. Mickey said fake. Smiley's saying true. Karen's saying fake. And Kevin is saying fake as well. And Monte, I believe you're saying fake.
Fake. Is it fake?
Caught everybody out.
It's not real.
No, technically it is not real. However, half of it is real. So basically, I said it's called the Star and the Moon Island. It's actually the Moon Island. So the moon part of it is actually real. The star has been photoshopped.
Oh, yeah, well, in that case, it's fake.
It's half true.
No.
It's half true, half
no,
fake.
no, I'm not having that.
Just take away the star. But if you said fake, give yourself 10 points. So that means that you're on 30. And Monty can remain proud that he's on. He's got all of them thus far. So.
Thus far.
But it's not going to stay that way, I can guarantee you.
Oh, you're gonna catch us out, are you?
I think so. Let me just see which one's next. I wanted to save this one for later, but we'll go with it now.
I can't find a moon island, Hawaii.
Ready to share.
It doesn't exist. Arkham.
This is Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum, which was featured in Batman. It's an actual psychiatric hospital in Danvers State, USA. The asylum, when in use, could hold 60 inpatients of the mentally insane. It was used in Batman, but it's an actual psychiatric hospital in the Danvers State, USA.
When you say it was used in Batman, which Batman?
I don't know. I don't watch Batmans.
You mean this actual one that we see here on the picture?
That's DC. I'm totally Marvel.
Well, it's just that they've used different buildings for Arkham Asylum in each different... So if it means that that building there in particular, in this version of Batman, that could be true.
Mickey says true. I'm just back from a stay. Kevin said true.
I don't see why that isn't true. It could be true. Yeah, I'll go true.
Everybody's gone true. Kevin says the best view room is 23, so he's obviously stayed there as well. It just goes to show our audience we attract mental.
That's brilliant.
Impatience. Yeah. Okay, so I thankfully managed to get through this game of real and fake and catch everybody out. This is fake. There is no such place as Arkham Asylum, and there isn't any asylum. It was basically influenced by an asylum that's in Baltimore, but it's not the building that's in this picture. It was just influenced, and that inspired the writers behind Batman to make Arkham Asylum, but it's not a real building, and this is not a picture, and yeah, so that one was fake.
Oh, I didn't think you meant...
said true.
Oh.
don't give yourself any points. Nobody got any points that round, and I managed to catch everybody out. Woof, woof, woof. Yeah, baby. Okay. So we're continuing very heavily with the fake options here, I think. Let's share this one. Ready to share, Monty?
I'm ready.
Now, this one is in the Isle of Skye. The fairy pools. This one's called the Fairy Pools. They are located in the Isle of Skye in Scotland. Destination unknown, a review site quoted recently. The pools are a beautiful destination in Scotland that we would definitely recommend visiting if given the opportunity. Human access is often restricted and banned during 10 months of the year to protect the fairy flowers, which are very rare and endangered.
Can you click the zoom in button just so it's a bit bigger?
Yeah. That better?
Yep.
So, again, the fairy pools. They're located in the Isle of Skye in Scotland. Destination unknown, a review site quoted recently. The pools are a beautiful destination in Scotland that we would definitely recommend visiting if given the opportunity. And that's because human access is often restricted and banned during 10 months of the year to protect the fairy flowers, which are very rare and endangered. Real or fake, folks?
What's everybody going with?
I think I eased everybody in gently, and now I've turned everything on its head.
You have. We haven't got any takers at the moment. People are,
and obviously enjoy the game and don't Google these things because
I think I'm gonna go. Karen's gone real. Maz has gone fake. Mickey's gone fake. Thing is, it could be real. I mean, that could just be like a high contrast photo. Yeah.
Kevin said his internet died. He's gutted, but he's back with us now. So Kevin, let us know, real or fake? The fairy pools in the Isle of Skye. Is this real or fake? We've got a bit of a mixed bag going on here. So far we've got Karen with real, Mickey with fake, Mazda with fake, and yeah.
I'm gonna go real, but the image has been doctored to enhance the contrast of it all.
The water's edge is purple, gold, and blue. It can't be real, is what Mickey says. Anyway, answers are all locked in now. Everybody's answers are in. And if you said real, you didn't get any points. This is total 100% fake. Yeah! This game is starting to pick up.
Damn
it's starting to go well. Right. Next.
Stupid game.
You said that last time when you started to lose.
Did I? It's always good to begin with, and then it all goes downhill.
Real or fake is fun. Real or fake is fun, right?
No, stupid game.
Okay, next one. Now, this is... Are you sharing?
Yep.
Excellent. So, this one is in Australia. It's called Cubapedi, according to Condé Nast Traveller. It's located in the south of Australia. It was founded by a 14-year-old named Willie Hutchinson in 1914, and the publication notes that 70% of the world's opals are mined in this location. In fact, most of the town lives in holes that are dug underneath the outback sandstone. Cubapedi in Australia, made by a 14-year-old.
Real. It's the kind of crazy shit that's so crazy it couldn't possibly be made up.
Maz has jumped in with real. Karen's jumped in with true.
What else? Who else we got? Anyone else? Any more takers? It looks beautiful, though, that photo. I want to go there.
Kind of looks like some sort of art museum, doesn't it? Or like
That's what he said, made by a 14-year-old. I mean, what 14-year-old wouldn't make that? It's got to be real. Fake.
So, Mickey's gone, made by a 14-year-old, fake.
Yes, but that's
Mickey's
just
on
what
the fake.
that's just what they want you to believe.
So I think we've got. Just need Kevin in if you're still with us, or maybe his internet's died again.
Go on, put us out of our misery. Oh, there you go. Oh no.
Got true from Kevin. So, if you said fake,
Mickey did.
you really should have said true, because this one's true.
Yeah, I had a
This
feeling.
is a real place.
Made by a 14-year-old.
Yeah, back in 1914.
Wow.
Mickey was saying, if I was 14, I would have got bored long before I had finished. But back in 1914, I guess, Mickey, they didn't really have a great deal to
Didn't
do.
have Xboxes back then.
No. So,
No Fortnite. No Fortnite back then.
And for the last one, and this is the last one, unfortunately, we're going to Germany. Well, it's kind of technically Germany. I'll explain in a minute. Let me change to my dialogue. Here we go. Ready to share, Monte. This one, as I said, Germany. This is Castle Island, found off the coast of Germany and very close to Denmark. It was once occupied for 2 centuries by a wealthy and aristocratic family from Copenhagen. It's been abandoned for the last 3 decades due to erosion and instability. This is Castle Island, found off the coast of Germany and very close to the coast of Denmark. It was once occupied for 2 centuries by a wealthy and aristocratic family from Copenhagen. It's been abandoned for the last 3 decades due to erosion and instability.
I don't think so.
Karen's gone true.
Karen's gone true. I'm going no way, Jose.
Sophia says fake.
Yeah, I'm saying fake. I'm with Sophia on that one.
Mickey's saying I'm saying fake, but sure, it's totally real. Yeah, because you haven't had much luck the last 2, Mickey, to be fair.
He's kind of saying both.
Your real or fake radar's been a little bit off in the last few. So I can understand why you feel like that.
No, I'm pretty sure that's
apparently
fake.
Abandoned for the last 3 decades.
I just have
Got a little entrance in there that goes
no
doorway in, goes up to the building.
No.
So yeah.
No. This is where you tell me it's real.
I'm itching to say whether it's real or fake. Itching. Just waiting to see if Kevin's.
Come on, Kevin. What do you reckon?
Fake. Surely, if real, amazing.
Yeah, no way.
Well,
I would have heard about it. We would know what this is. It would be a.
I guess everybody jump on Google straight away because this puppy is real. No, I'm joking. It's fake. It's Photoshop.
That doesn't even look like Germany in the background. It doesn't.
It's good photoshopping though, because this was done in. I think this went viral in about 2012. I think. So it was done a good few years ago, but the photoshopping in it is pretty darn good when you get in. But it is Photoshop. It's the rock is in Thailand. See, this was the giver away, and this is why I wanted to see people's observation skills and why
it looks
really
like a
love
rock from Thailand. It looks like something that would be in the beach or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm all about if you've watched my recent special, I'm more about that kind of like really breaking everything down that you're seeing in the photograph or in the footage. And if somebody was sitting there saying to me that this was in Germany, I would instantly be looking at the backdrop and I'd be going, okay, that's not landscape that you find in Germany. Because actually the backdrop and the jut of rock that actually is real, that jut of rock that the castle is sitting on is real, but it's in Thailand. And the castle is actually Liechtenstein Castle that is in Germany, but it's just been photoshopped on top of the piece of rock. But if you look in all this, even the boat kind of gives it away a little bit, that it's almost like a kind of Thai boat. Yeah. I don't know if the doorway is actually really in that rock, like if they built something in there. But yeah. Well, Maz's really happy she got 40 points. Let us know if you've been keeping a track of your points, what you scored, and we'll see who the overriding champion was. Certainly wasn't Monte.
I think I got about 40 points, I think.
No, I think you got, let me go back and let me just look at the pictures and I can remember which ones you got right. So you got Brazil, right?
Liechtenstein.
You got Costa Rica.
Sorry.
You got Costa Rica, right? Then you got the Maui, right? So you got 30 points there. Then you got Danvers State, the Arkham Asylum wrong. You got the Isle of Skye wrong. You got the Australia one right. So that was your 40 points. And you got the last one right. So you
got 50. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm quite happy about that.
50 out of a possible 70.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'm happy that I've got. I'm happy at least if I've got some points on the board where I've tricked people. Yeah,
you got me a couple of times there. Though I think on a technicality, to be honest.
Let me know in chat if you got any idea of a real or fake that you'd like me to do in the future. So we've done real or fake. And do you know what? Last time after we did, I shared on the Facebook site some additional animal photos that I've got. I think Mickey chimed in on that one, and yeah, he got that one wrong as well. Because he said fake and it wasn't fake. But if I come across some really interesting places that could be real or fake, I might share that on the Facebook group as well, and you can keep going with the game. But let me know in chat if there's any real or fake that you'd like me to do in the future.
Kevin's right. It does look like something from Game of Thrones.
We've got to kind of keep it paranormal, though.
Yeah.
Maz has just put real or fake hair.
So this is just a very quick one. Very quick. Last month, in the last Monte Zone, we briefly touched upon, I think we did anyway, I mentioned a thing that I'd not come across in cryptozoology before, and that was the Ninjan from Antarctica. Yeah. This thing looks really gawpy looking, doesn't it? And it's supposed to have 2 legs and wander around Antarctica. A bit like a sort of Antarctica abominable snowman type thing. And then this came to light. Oh, no, not that. This came to light. I think we've seen this footage before. The Fresno night crawlers. Which are just like... but watching the Nightcrawler footage again just made me think of the Ninja, because they, you know, a lot of the artist impression is just these tall things with white legs, and the Fresno Nightcrawlers is just like tall things with white legs. I don't know.
How old is that video that you're sharing?
It's pretty old.
Yeah, I got to say that's probably like early 2000s, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah. There's been several instances of it. There was this one in Fresno that come to light. And then there was this from Yosemite Park. Look at it, look.
I've been to Yosemite Park. I swear it wasn't me.
Was it not you?
No.
Anyway, I just thought I'd speculate whether ninjas and nightcrawlers are of the same genome. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that link's ever been made before. But there you go.
Well, I've got one last thing to share, and we're going back to the well, not back to, because I don't think we've really featured on it other than the Mars bits, but yeah, I've got something UFO UAP to share. I mean, there's been we were talking about it about a week ago, weren't we, Monte? There's been so much news with everything that's going on in Congress.
There's been a lot of news, isn't there, from Congress and that recently over the last few weeks.
Yeah. And the thing was, I've considered doing a GStar vote on it, but, there is just so many people that have instantly jumped on the whole. And the thing is, it's like constantly ongoing that if you were going to do something where even if you just give people an overview of what's going on, it would be massive. There's just so much content to go through. I mean, these hearings have been going on for quite some while. I mean, there's a different reaction to what's going on with there. I mean, some people are disappointed that they don't think that they've been the revelations that they were hoping for haven't come up, but then other people are really super pleased with this whole process and the fact that they've put official stamp on the fact that they now need to have a very publicized group of officials investigating all these UAPs and UFO sightings, and they've started to reveal some of the stuff about, some of the scary stuff. Certainly for me is just some of the revelations around abductions and cases that they've found with abductions. That was brought up in the Congress cases as well, because a couple of things that they featured was past different footage or UFOs that they've caught that have been gone through by so many scientists, and people can't explain them away and they can't debunk them. And then obviously they've talked about they've revealed a lot of studies into abductees and similarities between certain behaviors. So some of it is really, really revealing and very exciting, but just because it's still happening and it's still going on, it's just too much at the moment for us to really cover. I think
maybe next month we'll collate our favorite revelations that come out, and stories and interviews and things, and go through them as our main focus. One of the things that I was amazed by, there was a congressman that was being interviewed in front of like a select committee, and basically said, we've literally got thousands upon thousands of instances of UAPs being recorded and analysed, and he said 90% of them are obviously fake or are explainable, like drones or meteorological events or something, but he said, there's 10% of the thousands and thousands that they've got, there's 10% that they just can't explain, and all the evidence points to there's something being there. And he feels that that if it was the Chinese or another nation buzzing them in that way, he said they would admit it and they'd stick it in your face. We've got this technology and we can do this. And he said the fact that nobody comes forward and says, they can do this, or, is very strange.
There's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of buzz right now. I don't know if you've picked up on this as well, but there's a lot of buzz around Bob Lazar as well. There already was before all of this happened. But because a lot of what, or some of what has come out in these Congress hearings and what they've revealed really kind of goes to support what Bob Lazar has been saying all these years about certain things that he encountered at Area 51. And yeah, so it has this like ripple effect, really, what's going on, and you have to analyze the ripple. So I do think it's maybe a good idea that we maybe dedicate the next show to, divulging into some of, like you say, some of the best revelations and some of the key information that's coming out, and what's going to be happening in the future. Because now, as I say, they're putting an official stamp on studying. They're saying, look, there's these things which are constantly flagging things like military craft and military sites, and they don't know what they are, and they can't explain them. And the main key thing is, you were just saying about China and Russia. You've got people that are capturing these things both on footage and witnessing these things, that are in the military, that are trained personnel, and they'll tell you, and people that analyze that footage will then tell you that these craft are breaching maneuverability that we doesn't currently exist within our science and our technology. But then it doesn't just, and what's frightening is, because I've always thought about, if Bob Lazar was true and all this stuff has been going on in Area 51 for at least since the 70s or early 80s, then is this us in terms of reverse technology that's now they're starting to get a handle on? But why wouldn't they tell their own government? And there's something really, you've got to go down the rabbit hole about it. But it's so darn interesting, but I don't think we can cover it. We need to do maybe a whole show about it. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe they will make that the focus of the next month's show. We'll collate some of these things that are coming out and are still coming out at the moment, really, and we'll bring you our favorite moments. A bit like what all the commentators have been doing over the last couple of weeks with the Amber Heard trial. In our own way. Kevin Worrell says element 15.
It's element 150. No, actually, element 115, I think.
Oh, is it about to say
115? So basically, remember when Bob Lazar came out to the press? It was, I think, 1989.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed that he had been working at Groom Lake since, I think, 86, and then did his whole expose. First of all, his expose on the news, his identity was kept hidden, and then quite shortly after that, because of fears for his safety in his life, I can't remember the bloke's name, George Knapp advised him, let's do an interview with you on TV live, showing your face, because that's the best way to protect you from any repercussions of you revealing this information, because you'll become too popular. And obviously it blew up the world when he came out. But back when he first was interviewed, he started talking about an element 115. It's either 150 or 115, 115, and it's an element that doesn't exist on the periodic table. And he said that it was an element that they were using within this sort of gravity drive that him and this colleague was set to work on. Now, since then, 115 or 150, whichever the element is now on the periodic table, because
150.
some scientists. Yeah, 150.
150. It was originally speculated by Erwin Schrödinger. It's called Fandonium.
Yeah. So, although they've been able to identify it as an actual element, they've not been able to create a stable form of this element.
It's theoretical.
But it now appears on the periodic table, weirdly enough. But when Bob Lazar came out, it wasn't on the periodic table, and everybody was like, what is he talking about, the nutter? What Bob Lazar has since then said is that scientists have been able to theorize it because they can see that this element can be made, but they can't stabilize it. But what he was working on, and why he knows that it's not human technology, because it was a stabilized form of element 150.
Yes, it is now on the periodic table.
Yeah, so, but, like I say, it's like throwing a rock into a pond and just everything's now going to ripple, and it's going to take a while for all those ripples to calm down.
Well,
And so I was waiting a little bit.
What's 115? 115. Mosuvium. It was first synthesized in 2003 in a joint Russian and American team. 115's been on the table for longer than 150.
Yeah, I think it's definitely 150. That's what my instinct said to me.
So well, 115 has been created. 150 is still very much theoretical.
Yeah, it's all about anti-gravity, and again, as Kevin just said in chat, Bob Lazar's big thing is that why he knows that it wasn't human is because we don't have the capability to create gravity, and this thing can create gravity. And what's really interesting is that in some of these, like the TikTok and what's the other one? It's got a nickname. God, I can't remember. But the way in which these craft moves all kind of, again, go to support some of Bob Lazar's, revelations. But we'll get into it on the next show because Kevin has said in chat that, yeah, definitely need a whole show on this, guys. It'd be good. But to give you a bit of flavor of that, I've got something that I was eager to share with you, Monty.
Oh, it is. I think it is 115, actually.
Is it?
Because 115 is supposed to have anti-gravity effects because the way the element is structured. Oh, I'm gonna read up on that. I'm gonna read up on that now. That's something for me to look into. Interesting.
Okay, let me share this one. I'm just going to give you guys a bit of a flavor then of the kind of content that we're going to be talking about on our next show. And I've been eager to share this one with Monty, so it's ready to share, Monty. So have a look at this photo, and let me just bring up. Let me just bring up my text on this one second. So, this UAP photo on September 4th, 1971, on board a twin-engine Aero Commander F-680 aeroplane, an automated camera captured an image of a flying saucer, which to this day has never been successfully debunked. The National Geographic Institute of Costa Rica was studying the potential impact on surrounding land and water of a hydroelectric project in the vicinity of the Arno volcano in the northern Highlands. That's why the plane was up doing what it was doing. At 10,000 feet, aerial photographer Sergio Loaiza activated the 100-pound map-making camera. At 20-second intervals, the camera shot images of the water and rainforest in high-resolution black and white. None of the occupants were aware of what the camera had captured that morning, even after the film was developed and the negative filed away. They did not realize what they had captured. Eventually, after pulling out the negatives to study potential ways to connect Lake Cote with the nearby Arno Lagoon, they noticed the anomalous object hovering over Lake Cote. On frame number 300, with a timestamp of 8:25 a.m., the image shows what appears to be a shiny metallic disc on the right of the photograph. Over the years, the object size has been estimated at between 120 to 220 feet in diameter. Naturally, the individuals were excited as to what they might have captured, but this was short-lived, as the higher-ups of the National Geographic Institute quickly told them not to talk about it. Why were they told this? And when did that change? Obviously, they were allowed to talk about it at some point, and the study by Haynes and Valley was published. I have always thought that the government was to be commended for being transparent, so this is a surprise. Over the years, the image has been analyzed by various experts, such as Costa Rica UFO researcher Ricardo Vilches, Dr. Richard Haynes, and Dr. Jacques Vallée. They all concluded that the object in the photograph appeared real and was not the result of a double exposure or deliberate fabrication. Over time, multiple naysayers and debunkers have offered prosaic explanations to explain the object, ranging from lens reflection to a teapot lid, amongst other things. The fact remains that to this day, it hasn't been proven as to what exactly the photograph shows. Now, originally, the reason why this was exciting is because they've recently been able to make it much more clearer and detailed picture, which I guess makes it look a little bit more fake. I'm just going to stop sharing this one, and I'm going to share a comparison to what, like, obviously this photograph was originally taken in 1971. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of a comparison picture of what the photo would have looked like in 1971 versus a comparison of what it looks like today. So that's ready to share. So you can see the amount of exposure. Now, the way in which they've been able to clean up this image is not just because, technology and processing has improved and allowed them to do it. It's because this photograph has had a major investigation. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope I'm not being too quick here, but I'm just going to remove that image again quickly.
Where did you say it was?
It was in Costa Rica.
Right.
It's near Lake Cote or Arano volcano.
Right.
So, sorry, a million things to do. But I'm going to share with you some examples of the investigation that's kind of gone into this. Oh, why is that not coming up? It won't allow me to share a PDF. Why won't it allow me to share a PDF?
It should do.
That's not fair. Well, I've got it open and it's not coming up as an option to share it. That's because it's actually coming up as a thingy-majiggy. So I need to go entire screen again. I need to choose that option. I need to flick to that. And then you guys tell me that you can see it. Hold on. Can you see that now coming up?
Yep.
So now I'm just going to scroll through this. I'm not going to read it all, but this is the kind of level of investigation that's gone into this image. And this was an original investigation done by Dr. Hines and Dr. Valet. And it's got loads of stuff in there. That wasn't I've got it the wrong way around now.
Hey.
Sorry, stop sharing. 2 seconds, let me get myself sorted out right. Didn't realize they would come up as another tab. That wasn't the right one that I was meant to share with you. This was the one that I was meant to share with you. So this is the original analysis that was done. And this one just goes on and on. You can find this online and you can read about all of the how they worked out the size, etc., etc. I find it really weird that part of the disc seems to be missing, like it's almost as if it's going through some sort of weird vortex, and they've kind of identified that within their analysis as well. But it just goes on and on what these doctors and investigators have done. They've got their doctor classification in what, I don't know. But so then this was and you can see it just goes on and on and on. That was the original investigation. And then what was a problem for a lot of people, stop sharing. What was a problem for a lot of people, even though that investigation was really pointing out a lot of good stuff, a lot of people were saying, well, where are these negatives then? Where's the negatives? So the first one I accidentally showed you was the new evidence and research they've done, because they actually did find then they were able to reclaim the negatives from this party, a group of people who did this aero, what was it called? They were doing an automated camera capture of the volcano area, and yeah, they found the negatives, and it was because they found those negatives that they were able to enhance the image.
I see.
But it's never been debunked, and it's a really interesting one. What I think is really interesting about it is the whole fact that, do you want me to go back to the original image?
Could you go back to the image? Yeah.
I can indeed, if I get my tabs right. Here we go. There it is. Ready to share. Yeah, it's just the way in which, like, this object appears to be there. Do you want me to zoom in?
You can do.
And just the way it seems that, like, part of it is missing. Which, again, would go a long way to support, like, things like anti-gravity.
The top bit.
But it's very similar looking to, and the other thing that excites me as a sort of amateur UFO researcher is that the object, you know, in the world of, let me say, UFO photography, you know, the pictures that have gone under the most analysis and stood the test of time, like the Trent photo that we've covered on this channel before, they all look very similar in the way that they just almost look like dense metal. Nothing special about them, just kind of, you know, just looking like sources of iron. And funny enough, again, Bob Lazar, when he did his big, you know, reveal and interview, he was talking about certain craft that he's seen, and again, he described them in a very similar way, that with only one feature is that they have like what looks like a square tower coming off the center of them, and that's about it. The rest of it, they just look like, you know, there's not hieroglyphs or flashing lights on them or anything like that, and so it fits the description of some very stand the test of time. Sorry, I've not been responding to anybody in chat because I've been on another screen reading my text.
Sorry. I haven't been letting you know. I've been trying to find the location and see if I can actually find it to see what it looks like today, but I think it's changed too much to... I think I found it. But
well, yeah, I mean, I could spell out the volcano for you because I'm sure the volcano and the lake is still there.
I found the lake. I think the image we're looking at, here we go.
It's on the edge of the lake.
You know what I'm like with Chrome. I think that's the location we're looking at. Particularly, if you see the bobbles at the top, the way it comes down. I think this flat bit here, I think when this was taken, it was further out here, possibly. But if you look at like these two bobbles, then a lip, and then it goes down. And then if you look at this, look, bobbles and a lip, and then it goes down. I think it is that. I think that's where it is. It's flying over this bit here. So from that to that, that's where it is. It's so difficult to find because you think looking at this photo here that you're looking north to south, but it's actually south to north. South's at the top and north's down the bottom.
So Mickey has said, was it Mickey? Yeah. Maybe it's just phasing in and hadn't fully formed while it was pictured, which is a good point. Might be on its side, so why it looks like part of it's missing. That's another good point. Yeah, it could have been at an angle. So I just think it's incredibly interesting, and the quality of it now, especially with this, you know, I came across this article where it was talking about how they've been able to now just very recently produce this new, better version of it. And even the old version stood up against so much. And again, I don't use this word lightly, and that's why I shared the that's why I shared those notes, sort of indicating the recorded and documented investigation, is that they're using scientific element and mathematical elements to work out, you know, things like the distance, the size of this object, and yeah, it's pretty much stood up against a lot of that scrutiny.
Yeah.
And for me, it's one of those things, and again, why I love playing the game Real or Fake, because you would look at this and instantly go, oh my God, that looks like somebody's taken like a sticker of a typical UFO and slapped it on a picture. And so it looks too good to be true again, right? But
yeah. It does look very like typical UFO-y of the time.
Again, it's around that time. So I would say some of the best footage and evidence that sort of cropped up between, say, the 1940s and the till around about the 1970s was this kind of saucer-shaped craft. This is where the best evidence has come up. Now, obviously, a lot of the evidence that's recent is more honed in on things like tic-tac shape. But then if we're talking about another species or another, like, again, what you got to go down that rabbit hole, because if you believe Bob Lazar and if you believe that he saw a vessel which was powered by an anti-gravity unit or an anti-gravity engine, that process in itself opens up the doorway to the realm of time travel as well. Because of the way in which he was saying that it's got an open hole in space, the way in which the process, the science of that would work is that it opens a hole in space in front of it and travels through it, and that's that. And so it also opens the concept of time travel. But you know, if you're talking about a highly technological species, then of course they're going to continue to probably evolve like we do.
Exactly. Yeah. Hiya, Just Do It. Welcome on board. I quite like the fact that we did manage to find the exact location, so that checks out. You know, this is Lake Coty, opposite the volcano, mapping exactly the point that the story that it's said to have mapped. So all the facts of it check out.
Yeah. Well, and as I said, and again, I don't, you know, we'll, I'll put it in the description. I'll share the links to where you can go and look at these. I entitled it Long Analysis and New Evidence, but you can go and look at all of the, you know, and again, I don't use the word loosely. It is scientific investigation that they've done on it, and you're talking about people who are scientifically trained that are doing this analysis on it, and they're the ones that are saying, sorry, I can't explain it. To go to what Kevin just said, he said that he thinks that Tic Tacs are ours, but from reverse engineering.
Right.
There was time, Kevin, that I thought that could be plausible, but with everything, this is why, with everything that's happening with the Pentagon 2 years ago, with how that's then progressed into being in, you know, then coming into Congress, I just don't think the American government would go that far of putting on a show if there were parties within that government circle who knew what, if they're reverse engineering by us, we know what they are, right? But the whole reason why this is in Congress is because even the military are going,
they don't appear to know what it is.
Worrying. You know, we don't know what this is. We can't explain it. It's not something that looks like it's Russian or Chinese. And again, it's not that that's bad wording. It's not that it just doesn't look like it's Chinese or Russian. It can't be Chinese or Russian. You know, these people are saying that what they've seen, it just blows your mind. I mean, again, what would be good for us to feature in that show that we do, this whole special about that, is to go a little bit deeper with what some of those witnesses, I can't remember the name of the commander, the main guy who filmed the Tic Tac. Oh God, what was his name?
Don't know.
Commander. But anyway, what doesn't come up on a lot of kind of like snaps that you see of the whole story is that you don't get to understand that he actually saw the Tic Tac go under the water as well. And he saw it because he wasn't just watching it for like 30 seconds.
Really? He went under the water?
No, he didn't go under the water.
No, the Tic Tac
went under the water.
He actually...
He was observing the whole Tic Tac for 10 minutes or more, and trying to follow it and keep up with it. And at times he observed it, because again, if you're thinking about a technology that works by anti-gravity, it wouldn't matter whether they're in the ocean or in the sky. Their ship works exactly the same way, and it actually has no meaning to them. Again, they could travel through the sun if they wanted to. But what a lot of people don't get as far into his story is finding out that actually he was observing this craft for a lot longer. Everybody's focused on what he actually filmed, if you know what I mean. But yeah.
John Borman? John Borman?
No, that's not his name.
Former U.S. Navy officer.
He's a pilot.
Of the USS Carl Vincent.
I'll just try and Google it myself. Hold on. I think I'm rinsing my internet.
Maybe. Just do it. Says he loves aliens. Yes, maybe if not the government, maybe someone like SpaceX. So like a private organization got hold of this technology. I don't think even I think if it's in some sort of like private organization's hands, it's from some sort of real dark DARPA type thing, off the books, behind lots of, very X-Files-y cloak and daggers type smoke screens.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one I could find with the Tic Tac going underwater was from this John Bellman, who was, I think, a pilot from the USS Carl Vincent aircraft carrier. Possibly off the coast of Haiti. Tic Tac UFO went underwater. There may be more of them there. There may be multiple. That's true. Private organisations don't have to answer to government freedoms, information, etc. And that is very true. But I do, you are right, and Mickey made the point earlier. UAP or whatever's behind it. Their technology can evolve too. So what people saw in the 50s and 60s might have evolved by now into other things.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you found what you're looking for?
No, and it's going to get on my nerves because, as soon as I would hear the name, it's.
No.
Trouble is, you go on everything now, and
well, we'll bring it back. We'll bring it back.
It says Chad Underwood here, but again, that's not the name.
That's a name, isn't it? Chad. That's a name of a pilot or a football player, or maybe a NASCAR driver. Chad Underwood.
Yeah, it's definitely not him. But when we come back for the show, I'll definitely have all of this names and facts ready. Yeah. Well, that's it. I think we've got It's my bedtime.
It is your bedtime. You've got to get up for work in the morning. We got to 10:30, so well done for sticking it through, G, to this far. Yeah, it's been a fun evening. We've had our tarot cards read and learnt a bit about ourselves, where we've been and where we're going.
Yes, definitely. And I just want to say a big thank you to everybody in chat, actually, because you've been really, really, you've made the show tonight with like getting involved with the tarot card reading and just all your comments on the real or fake. And yeah, just loved it. And thank you so much.
Yeah, they always do. They always do.
So I didn't get time to share the Bigfoot footage that was thinking about the special, but ultimately, again, I want to thank everybody that's left comments to the Bigfoot Best of the Best special, but I'm really eager to hear more about what people thought about that footage that was filmed in Christmas, because I didn't put my comments on it. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and more comments about what in the montage you thought was good and if there was something that you thought was not so good.
And I was going to talk about one thing. Can I just? It's only going to take 2 minutes. Can I just bring up one last thing?
Very, very quickly.
Very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. Is shadow banning within YouTube real? A lot of YouTubers talk about being shadow banned or ratioed when they're talking about things that YouTube, Google, and our sort of tech overlords don't like. People say that their videos don't get traction, that they get ratioed or shadow banned, and the algorithm does not promote their stuff. Is that a thing? Because we've noticed something weird this week in our most popular video. Our most popular video, which is GStar's Vaults, WTF Massive Bigfoots, was getting around 100 views a day, and doing very well, doing very, very well. And then I think it was something like Monday morning of this week at 3:00 in the morning, the views just stopped. And I don't mean they slowed down. I mean, they just stopped. If I just show you this graph, this is the graph for, I think I'm just going to have to show you the window. There you go. That's the view counting for this particular video. You can see over the last, well, I don't know, few months, it's been reasonably consistent. And then we got to last Monday and all of a sudden it just hit a wall. And now we've been getting, up to the beginning of the week, we've been getting roughly around 300 views a day for about a period of a month. Now we're down to about 20 views a day. And it just happened overnight, or not even overnight. As an hour ticked by, the views just disappeared, completely disappeared. So is it a thing? Does it exist? Has anybody else experienced anything like that?
Well, Kevin said, yeah, true that, Monty, definitely, mate. And then he put re-upload it, see if that makes sense, makes a difference. I'd be scared to do that because if you re-upload it, you lose the history of.
Oh, you could leave. No, you could leave. Well, you could leave this. You could leave this here. Just re-upload the video. Again,
I think I just put a curse on it because I mentioned, I said thank you in the special to. I think I said that it was just about to get up to 14,000 views, and then after I finished filming, it had gone over the 14,000 views, and I think I put a bit of a curse on it.
I mean, here you go. If you look at the last 28 days, you can see every day it's been getting like 118. 136, 91, 87, 109, bop, 6, 4, 4, 2, 4, 3. Just like that. Just all of a sudden, bonk, like a light switch being turned off. It's just not coming up in YouTube's browser feature at all now. It's not being pushed at all. And that happened just literally overnight. So there you go.
I'd be upset if it wasn't for the fact that I'm like still blown away that it got to over 14,000 views.
Yeah, well, please just punch how well the video's done, G. You know, it's done massively beyond any of our expectations, and you know, it's a fantastic thing. But we all talk about whether, you know, YouTube takes a disliking to you. Can they just switch you off? Well, there we go.
No, please don't dislike us, YouTube, because we plug you very, very well, and we work very hard.
We work very hard.
Lots.
We do love our platform.
Yeah, so please support us.
Please don't, please.
Big love, YouTube. Big love.
Big love.
Open
big
up
love.
that gate to my video again, please.
Please.
I'm begging you, please.
Oh dear. Yep, there we go.
So good show, right, Monty? Everybody
Good
seems to
show.
have enjoyed
Good
seeing
show.
the show.
Yes.
Again, thank you for everybody joining us. We are definitely liking this routine of coming back once a month. And you know why? Because it means that when we come back, we've got lots of stuff to talk about. The next show will take a lot of preparation if we're going to go into that subject in the way that we want to, because we're going to have to do a little bit of research and find out our real facts and go down that rabbit hole. But we'll come back to you and we'll share that in June at some point. Watch out for next week's TNG review show on Wednesday with Mazza, who's joined us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us also tonight, Mazza, and with Monty. And then watch out for my announcement about the live Q&A session that I'm going to do on Bigfoot and other paranormal stuff. And hopefully, fingers crossed, there should be a story time coming out this weekend.
Fantastic. Well, thank you everyone in chat, and we'll see you next month for another Monty Zone. Cheers.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.